The first snow of winter blanketed the city in a quiet stillness, turning the world into a serene painting of whites and grays. A man, camera slung over his shoulder, wandered out into the icy morning, intent on capturing the fleeting beauty of the season. His steps crunched softly against the snow, and the cold nipped at his cheeks. Through the lens, he spotted something unusual near the base of a tree, a small, frozen shape. He hesitated, unsure of what he was seeing, but curiosity drove him closer. What he found was heartbreaking: a tiny puppy, motionless, frost clinging to its fur. The puppy's shallow breaths were barely perceptible. Its fragile body surrendered to the merciless cold. At first, the man felt torn. He wasn't particularly fond of animals and had never imagined himself as a pet owner. Yet, standing there in the bitter wind, he couldn't bring himself to walk away. He gently scooped the puppy into his arms, its small body stiff and trembling, and carried it to the relative warmth of his apartment hallway. As he stared at the little creature, a battle waged within him. "What am I doing?" he muttered to himself. He considered leaving the puppy there and letting nature take its course. But then the faint whimper of the puppy broke through his resolve. He sighed, shaking his head. "Fine, you can stay for now, but just until you're warm." Inside his apartment, he wrapped the puppy in an old towel and placed it near the heater. He fed it warm water, watching its tiny tongue lap cautiously at the bowl. Gradually, the puppy's breathing steadied, and a hint of life returned to its eyes. Over the next few days, the man's life changed in small but profound ways. He learned how to clean up after the puppy, grumbling when accidents happened but secretly smiling when the puppy wagged its tail in apology. He tried different foods, worried whether it was nutritious enough, and spent long hours ensuring the puppy stayed warm. One night, he woke at 2:30 a.m. to the sound of faint barking. He groaned but couldn't help but laugh. "You really don't let me sleep, do you?" he said, rubbing his eyes. He decided to give the puppy a name. "Begonia," he said aloud. "It suits you." Despite the growing bond, the man knew he couldn't keep Begonia. He lacked the time, energy, and lifestyle to care for a pet long-term. A friend suggested a rescue center, and though the thought of parting ways stung, he knew it was for the best. In the days leading up to Begonia's departure, the man cherished their time together. They played in the snow, the puppy bounding through drifts with newfound energy. The man laughed as Begonia barked at his own shadow, rolling clumsily in the snow. Finally, the day came. Through a friend's recommendation, he had found a new home for Begonia, a family with another dog, where Begonia would have companionship and love. The man spent the morning with Begonia, his heart heavy with mixed emotions. When the new owner arrived, the man knelt to say goodbye. "Be good, okay?" he said, ruffling Begonia's fur. The puppy wagged its tail, oblivious to the moment's wait. As the car drove away, the man stood in the doorway, watching until it disappeared into the distance. The apartment felt quieter, emptier, for the first time in days. He was alone, though his life quickly returned to its usual routine. The memory of those 3 days remained vivid in his mind. He often thought of Begonia, imagining him growing up healthy and happy in his new home. And in those quiet moments, the man realized something unexpected. For all he had given to save a life, he had received far more in return.